Hello, everybody, and welcome to D&B's
Dating, Love, and Marriage.
Dating, Love, and Marriage channel, where we are just simply giving our perspective or our viewpoints on various topics. And we are by no means professionals.
We're not professionals.
Not at all. This is only coming from our perspective. D&B's perspective. We want to make that nice and clear before we get started. So welcome to our first episode. What is our topic today?
Or welcome to our channel.
Oh, channel, episode, tomato.
Today's topic is getting to know each other, getting to know your spouse, getting to know your mate, your friend. I guess we can even call them a friend. So today's topic, we're going to tag it and we'll make sure that we title this Getting to Know Each Other. Yeah,
getting to know each other. So some facts before we dive into getting to know each other that you should know about us is that we have dated for a total of 18 years, been married for 18.
Married for 13 years, guys. It'd be 14 on June. One of those days in June, guys. We get it mixed up. We started dating on one day in June and got married. But I believe our wedding anniversary.
We dated on the 12th.
And we got married June the 9th. So far we're at year 13 with a few more months to go before we hit 14.
And we have 4 boys and
I'm not really a fan of the dog, but she wants to include the dog in the family.
Yes,
we definitely have 4 boys, 13, 11.
Yes, 13, 11. 8 and 5. So now we are going to start, like I said, talking about getting to know your spouse, and this could include anything as far as when you first lived together. Those days were fun. Not
even learning the do's and don'ts. Those days were fun as well. Not.
So, but some of the things that, or advice that we have learned from our, I wouldn't call them mistakes, but I would call them lessons. We dated and we lived in an apartment in Cedar Hill. And got married, all moved in, got married, pregnant, all happened really quick, right?
We moved real fast.
She
was 20, and I was 21.
Yes.
So
we were very young while we were getting to know each other, living together, and being newly married at the same time. So my thing that I had a really hard time with respecting is his need for independence. So we kind of, talked about this a little bit, where he seemed to have gotten where we were in life confused, where in his mind versus with reality. I feel that back then, when we first started living together, he was still in the mentality of living as a single person. But he wasn't single. He was married and he had a baby on the way. Okay. Would you like to comment on that?
She's we all know women are very extra and dramatic. Here's the deal, guys, ladies and gentlemen. When you're moving in with someone else and you're used to doing something the same way all the time, we as human, we are creature, we gain those habits. And so I wouldn't say that I was living like I was being single, but it was a learning process. We just said previously that she was 20 and I was 21. There's a lot of things that need to be learned there. So I wouldn't say I was acting as I was single, but I was still doing things because I was grown. I didn't have anybody to answer to. I could go and come as I please.
And that right there.
Hold on.
That.
So those are the things that you learn. But let's not listen to the fact that I was acting like I was single. It's not like I was bringing someone into the house. Wow.
No, he wasn't doing those things. So when I said he was acting as if he was single, for example, this Monday through Thursday nights, he would be fine. He would go to work,
get the money,
get the
bags,
and then come home. Right? Great.
Family guy.
Here comes Friday.
Party time.
Friday, he would go to work would just not come home and go hang out with his friends. Now, I didn't believe he was cheating. However, he never told me in advance, hey, I'm not coming home. I'm going to go hang out with, my friends, my homie, whatever. No, he didn't feel like that he had to let me know.
I didn't have to. And we're speaking from the age of 21 and 20. I didn't have to. There are some times when she decides she want to do certain things, I'm not notified as well. So on Friday, after working Monday through Thursday, not to mention I also had other couple of side jobs I was doing as well. So I was working very hard, guys.
Beside the point.
So, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, that's what happens.
So what happened was that I didn't think it was fair that she could be able to go and stop at the mall or something before work before coming home or different things. But then I had to notify her when I wasn't coming home at the normal time I always come home. I didn't think it was fair. I think it was a one-sided situation.
So are you saying that if I was to go to the store after work, I wouldn't let you know?
Sometimes you will.
Okay.
You say, oh, yeah.
This is news to me.
I forgot to notify you that we needed bread today. So I went on to stop by the store.
That's totally different. That's a need for the family. It's not like I was going
out to have a good time with my friends was a need for the family because it allows me to release all of the tension all week long. Not to mention, we was freshly married, so everything, and she was pregnant, everything got on her nerves.
No.
Okay, how about this? Everything I did got on her nerves. So
he felt, and I quote this statement, true statement. You can ask your sister, I was being his mom.
She was trying to be my mama.
Ladies,
you only have
how many
one
of you
mother.
have dealt with a guy that feels like you're trying to be his mom? You're not trying to be his mom. You're just wanting for him to respect you and your marriage by simply letting you know. It's not that I was saying no, don't go hang out. It wasn't even like that. He wouldn't even let me know. He would just not come home. And I'm like, try not to be that wife. So I would give you a couple of hours, hadn't heard from you, and then I call, you don't answer. And then want to come home 4 hours later. His phone was dead.
My phone died.
Had he called me from the jump, it wouldn't have been dead.
Back in 2005, we didn't have car chargers like we do now. Those fast battery packs. So phone died, whoops.
I can't remember. Look, I don't know. I cannot comment on whether we had those back in 2005. It was a long time ago. So technology has advanced. However, so as being newly married, and even just when you're living with someone, you don't even have to be married, but when you're living with someone, or maybe not living, just dating someone, you get to know some things that you didn't know about that person. I didn't realize before that he would have accused me of being his mother. Didn't know that. I learned that mighty quickly. Something else.
It was just a controlling factor.
It was not a controlling factor. Oh my gosh.
I think as a guy, we don't want to feel like we're being controlled or you're monitoring. You have a GPS on my whereabouts. So as a guy, a young guy, I keep saying that because now I'm 34. I'll be 35 soon, guys. Stay tuned for some party info. But yeah, so I think as a guy, I think I can speak for a lot of guys. Maybe not all guys, but I'm speaking for myself. But as a guy, I felt like I was being controlled. So since I felt like I was being controlled, years from birth up until I left my parents' house, that's what my mother was for. She was to tell me what to do and what time to come in and be and control me. So then leaving the house and step into a wonderful marriage with this beautiful lady, apparently she not only wanted to be my wife, but she wanted to be my mother.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to pump the brakes on that subject.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
We're going to have to agree to disagree on that subject because this guy here is still kind of delusional.
Sometimes the truth
we
hurts.
had to go to a couple that was also married and had lots of, we call them interventions, because we just couldn't get our lives together. And there was this other couple that we met where they had no problems, and they had, just moved in together. And so there are different levels of places and stages you can be when you are getting to know each other. Like another thing is like cleaning or a way of living. Right. So I like the house to be clean. However, I don't like to make the bed. And I still to this day do not like to make the bed. He over here, he has now finally... He has finally learned to accept the fact that I am not going to make the bed. Like, that is just not high on my priority list. Like, no. Right? No. Right, babe? You think you do better now?
Some things you just, with growth,
you
pick your own battles.
You pick your own battles. That is a great statement that you said, babe. High five for that one. Yep. You do pick your own battles.
So to kind of tie it all in, the way that I was, and if you've noticed, she hasn't called out anything that she was wrong about. But to tie it all in, and of course, guys, we all know women are always what? Right. Whatever. False statement. So, but to tie it all in, there was some things that needed to be changed. But I had to come to my senses to know that I wasn't going to be changed because she told me to, or because of the things that she wanted done. I had to come in myself. I had to talk myself into the fact that, okay, this is the way that I want to be. This is the way I want my family to be. This is the way I want my wife to see me as, or this is the way I want my child, my unborn child at the time, to see me as. Yeah. So it's just a lot of men factors in it. Like I said, I felt like I was being controlling. Like you said about the bed deal,
Hold on. Remember when we were... Yeah, let's back up.
Rewind.
Okay, hold on. Really quickly, because he's like painting, me out to be the villain.
Notice, she hasn't did anything wrong yet.
So now...
It's all the run. Sorry, I cut you off. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Your hair is beautiful.
Lord have mercy. Humor, people, is like the saving grace of it all. Okay? Like, if it wasn't for humor, oh my gosh. Remember when we were living in Cedar Hill and we were renting a house? Remember when you was chasing me through the house on my birthday? This was all, folks, a time when we were, again, still trying to get to know each other and know what to do and what not to do that would tick off your mate. Yes. So this was part of that time. Like, it was like the worst birthday ever. It was my freaking birthday. And my parents had to come over. Remember that?
I just wanted laughter in her life, and I feel like at that point in her life, 2006, she was sad all the time. So I felt like chasing her around the house. You know, and maybe applying a tickle here and there would definitely brighten her day.
I don't know that.
It was a bad idea. I mean, come on, let's just think. You know, it was a bad idea, but I wasn't that guy that would raise my hand to her or anything. So
no.
The next best thing to do was to bring laughter in her life and
by chasing me around, apparently.
Tickle her. And so she got so angry, got so tired of me chasing her around. And I kid you not, like, we're not making this up. This is like
true story. True story.
Literally. So I guess she went in the closet and called her parents and said Deron was chasing me around. And I was like, well, I want to throw that out there. I haven't put my hands on it. I never will.
No, he just.
But I wanted to bring laughter in our life.
Me.
And we are talking about getting to know during this segment.
Mm-hmm. So we say all this to say that it's a process. It is a long process.
You have to have patience.
You have to have patience. We have seen in love, patience and love above all in God. We do believe
God first.
All of those things are necessary. One, you need patience because it's like he was saying, it's not going to change overnight. Mm-hmm. Two, you have to love that person enough to want to make those changes and accept them or hear what they're saying.
And I want to throw this out there. God creates all of us different. That's what makes marriages very unique. Mm-hmm. So, we're not going to be able to do the same thing. We're not going to view things the same way. We're not going to think the same way. That's what makes it great. That's what makes marriage so much fun, because sometimes when she's serious and she wants me to be serious, here I am, I'm still joking. Well, at that time, I think that's what needs to be done. But that's what, so with me being the way that I am and her being the way that she is, that's what but patience, like she said, God first, love, and then I think right after love goes patience. Patience, being patient with that individual, knowing that at some point something's got to give, something is gonna change. And when I say God first, that actually includes prayer up there. So you're praying for that individual that, hey, I want him to stop running around the house trying to make me laugh all the time.
Because it's not funny.
I thought as a kid growing up, laughter meant, you was having a good time.
No, I was not laughing. I was like...
So, yeah. And she's definitely... And then, you're going to notice when getting to know... she's very extra, guys.
I knew you were going to say that.
She's dramatic.
I am. I'm a teacher at heart.
She's very animated.
I'm an elementary teacher. Hello, where my teachers at? Y'all know how we are. Like, I talk with my hands. I'm animated. I'm dramatic. That's just who we are.
That's something that you have to learn as well. Talking with your hands. Me, where I'm from.
We're not.
We're talking about. No.
Totally got off topic.
No, she has bashed me for the past 18 minutes and 26 seconds.
No, we have talked about getting to know each other.
So getting to know.
Our tip, we gave 3 tips.
Right.
Love, patience, and God.
God
Those
first.
are 3 things that can really help you in getting to know.
But the only thing I was about to say is getting to know your spouse. If they talk with their hands, then you have to understand that. Because when we first got married, she did a lot of pointing. And where I'm from, you don't point. You don't point in that person's face. You point in that person's face, you want some problems.
And sometimes, anyway.
So, remember the 3 points, though.
Remember our 3 points.
God, and where God is, there's prayer. Then right after all of that is love and patience.
Those things are very key to getting past that awkward, ugly stage of the getting to know you, dating, living together stage.
And I want to throw in one more thing. Being very observant.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, no, getting to know somebody, knowing their patterns, understanding. Actually, I was about to try to say something positive towards you.
Okay. Carry on.
You know, women that are under 5'3", they tend to have a lot of fight in them. So be careful, fellas. Look for somebody 5'3", 5'4". 5. She's like 5. Excuse me. She's like 5. What are you? 5'3"?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5'4", fellas. Because she has a lot of. She's feisty. That's the word.
And he wouldn't have it any other way.
But the only thing I was going to say is getting to know that other person, pay attention to patterns. Patterns is very, very, very important. If you want to begin to understand your significant other, pay attention to the way that they are, because I'm pretty sure a lot of things around the house won't change a lot, especially when it comes to something that they normally would do. Pay attention to your patterns.
And the way people were brought up.
Yeah.
That has a lot to do with
that
the
was
way they handle things.
That's true. You come from 2 different households. So.
Mm-hmm. And we could go on and on about this, but now we're leading into another topic.
Right.
So thank you all for tuning in. We have lots of suggestions from our friends and family on social media. So some of the upcoming topics you can look forward to are marriage maintenance, what women want, what
men want,
and what men want. Also, sexual relations that was brought up, as well as pushing through hard times. Someone else said a topic that is going to be deep. It's what to do when the Bible, what was it?
Not enough.
What to do when the Bible is not enough. That will be a interesting topic. Being faithful. It was another topic. Finances. That should really be the number 2 topic. Because after getting past this first stage that we just talked about, I believe finances was probably the next huge bump that continues from back then up until now. Finances, compromising. Compromising also will be like a part 2 of what we did today, is, how to compromise and to give and to take. Dining on a dime, some date night ideas, and some other fun things that a lot of people threw out. So we're pretty excited about all of the topics that we have coming. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to be able to catch all of our videos.
Comment too. Comment. Give us your feedback. We'll be sharing this on our social media platforms that will allow us to.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely subscribe. A lot of likes and comments. But again, we are by no means professionals. We want to throw that out there.
We are not professionals.
We're just giving you guys a glimpse, pretty much inside of our home.
Yes, and we also have some special guests that we're going to invite. Not today.
Michael Jordan.
In future episodes, we do have some special guests that we want to bring in to get their perspectives as well. So until next time, we'll see you later. Peace.